This is the master plan of the new Manila International Airport. It is also called the Bulacan International Airport. The massive project was first proposed in 2013 by San Miguel Corporation, but the proposal was shelved by the Aquino administration. In 2017, the project was revived by the Duterte administration under the Build program, and San Miguel Corporation proposed a 4-runway airport that will cost a total sum of 736 billion pesos. Two of these runways will have a size of 45 meters wide by 3.5 kilometers long that can accommodate the world's biggest passenger aircraft like the Airbus A380 and Boeing 747. The other two runways will have a dimension of 45 meters wide by 2.6 kilometers long to accommodate common-sized aircraft. The project will be built in a 2,500 hectares land in Bulacan, wherein most of these areas will require reclamation and rehabilitation. On December 2018, NEDA approved SMC's proposal under the Build, Operate, Transfer Scheme contract. Under this contract, San Miguel Corporation will be fully responsible in designing, constructing, financing, and operating the new airport. On August 2019, the OTR formally awarded the project to San Miguel Corporation through its subsidiary company, San Miguel AeroCity Incorporated, or SMAI. On September 9, 2020, Congress approved House Bill number 7507, granting San Miguel AeroCity Incorporated a 50-year congressional franchise, which lapses into law under Republic Act 11506 on December 20, 2020. The franchise took effect on 15 January 2021, and San Miguel AeroCity Incorporated formally accepted the franchise on January 21, 2021. So, why there's an urgent need for a new and modern international airport within the vicinity of Metro Manila? Does the Ninoy Aquino International Airport's capacity is no longer enough to cope with the increasing demand for both domestic and international flights? Let's find out in the continuation of this video. This is the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, formerly known as Manila International Airport. The airport was originally used by the United States Air Force until 1948, year 1961, when it was officially named Manila International Airport and first opened to the international market. In 1972, the late President Ferdinand E. Marcos promulgated Executive Order No. 381, authorizing the development of Manila International Airport. It was in 1974 when the final engineering design was adopted. And actual construction started in the second quarter of 1978. On August 17, 1987, Republic Act 6639 was enacted into law, and the Manila International Airport was renamed the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Currently, NAIA has 4 terminals, and based on its present location, there is no more room for further expansion. NAIA has a passenger capacity of 35 million per year, and a runway capacity of 45 aircraft movements per hour with 2 runways. Under the present circumstances, NAIA is already operating beyond its capacity by accommodating an approximate 50 million passengers per year and 95 aircraft movements per hour. It is expected that the passenger arrivals to the Philippines will grow exponentially over the next few decades, which will therefore result in massive losses. Without increasing the airport's capacity, wherein the only option is to build a new airport, the Philippine government will further lose hundreds of billions of pesos in revenue. Based on the latest statistics, NAIA is now way behind its Southeast Asian neighbors in terms of airport capacity. In fact, the Philippines is now belong to its Asian neighbors with lagging airport facility. So, what is the fastest solution to resolve the current airport dilemma of the Philippines? San Miguel Corporation has already answered this question in 2013. But as mentioned earlier, the proposal was rejected by the previous administration. In its 2013 proposal, San Miguel Corporation outlined the advantages and benefits of the new airport. It is a high-capacity airport, can be accessed from any part of Metro Manila and neighboring cities and provinces. Able to begin operations in the shortest time possible with its proposed 5 to 6 years construction period. And most of all, there is no funding required from the government, as the financing will be fully shouldered by San Miguel Corporation. Good thing is that under the leadership of Secretary Artugade, as of today, the Department of Transportation have completed 227 airport projects all over the country under the Build program in just 5 years. Secretary Artugade is the key in pursuing the realization of New Manila International Airport in 2017. The new airport can simply solve the increasing aviation demand of the Philippines until year 2050 or the most 2100. Because the New Manila International Airport will be built 6 times larger than NAIA. It will have a capacity of 100 to 200 million passengers per year with provisions for future expansions. With its 4 runways, it can easily accommodate 100 to 200 aircraft movements per hour. The Philippine economy can directly benefit from this project, especially after its full completion. It will generate at least 30 million direct jobs. It will help in decongesting Metro Manila. It will contribute 9% to the country's GDP. Fast and easy access via multiple expressways and highways, it will certainly improve the image of the Philippines. According to San Miguel Corporation, they have contracted 3 most experienced international firms to design and build the airport. They are ADPI from France, Maynard Group from Australia, and Jacobs Engineering Group from USA. San Miguel Corporation contracted a Dutch company, Boskalis Westminster, for the dredging works and the development of approximately 1,700 hectares of land, which already started in June 2021 and expected to be completed by end of 2024. While the formal groundbreaking is yet to be held, San Miguel Corporation is progressing with the project and the right-of-way acquisition for the airport is now at 95% complete. Certainly, there is no stopping San Miguel Corporation in the realization and completion of the New Manila International Airport project. But in order to have a smooth progress, government support is needed.